and welcome to the AEW Dynamite review. We are the Dudley Boys of WhatCulture. I'm Adam Wilbourn, joined by Michael Hamflett and Michael Sidgwick here to review everything that happened on last night's episode of AEW Dynamite. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube, where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review AEW Dynamite, but also AEW Collision, Raw, SmackDown, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. Pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup of the week complete with a really good quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, they're joined by Hamflett and Sidgwick to review last night's AEW Dynamite and all the fallout from WrestleDream.
This was an odd show in that there were certain developments that I thought were fantastic. There were certain parts of the viewing experience that I really came alive for, and yet, on no less than 3 separate occasions, I'm like, set some new tables.
Yep.
Don't, continue doing the pretty uninspiring fare that we've been seeing all too much of to begin with. And it was like, by maybe the third one, I'm like, can't go back to this and everything else that wasn't exactly goated. And yet, there were certain elements of the show and certain ideas and, approaches to how things should be unfolding that I thought were near stellar.
Yeah, I don't want to undermine a couple of the things I liked on this show, but I think this looked and sounded great, and it carried it a lot. To the point where I think I would have been critical specifically of elements of the booking on this show last week when they were quiet for pretty much everything. Pretty loud crowd all night, visually really pleasing to look at. The full side, the way they decide to shoot well, the ramp comes underneath the hard camera, so you get those lights down the seat, and it just looks really fun. And I really like the DC collaboration, just for the animated.
Something to look at.
Yeah, the images on the ring and I know the guardrail stuff can be quite a picky one with the LEDs and that, just too much flash and color in that. But yeah, I thought this was so much more pleasing. I'll watch, but I dare say if this was last week's, I would have been critical of the booking choices. I still think it's not even lightweight. I'm not sure I really sense anyone having much purpose in AEW. This has been a problem for a little while. And then the pay-per-view happens, and then it's like, oh no, there's absolutely loads of purpose, because look, all these matches have stakes and belts and whatever. But then as a weekly TV show, it does just feel like most wrestlers could float from one show to the next.
You wouldn't miss them.
Nah, not really. I still think it's still in the need of that 52 card pickup thing, and you don't go wrong. I don't think if you turn that card over and turn that card over, it's like, well, you know what, I'll look at that tonight and let's see. It was, there was something I didn't even like in Kyle O'Reilly and Jon Moxley that much, and that's possibly the one example where I'd be like, all right, actually, yeah, fair enough, that came a bit out of nowhere and fine. But yeah, you could still mess all of this up, and I don't think you'd necessarily damage what's currently in
No, I
place.
still think something in the way of a radical overhaul is needed, but in terms of the format that they are working within, there was some encouraging signs of, just a little bit of spark here and there, something really funny, something incredibly well worked. For this form that we're in, I thought it were good, but at the same time, still, I would set a new table, please.
Yeah, you're right.
Set a new table.
It was a weird show, because obviously you got that great main event that we will get to in due course. And but there are 3 or 4 things where I was watching going, you do remember you had a pay-per-view at the weekend where you kind of resolved these things, and they're just like, well, looks like this is set to continue. It doesn't have to.
And it's like, but you left.
Yeah.
It's bad booking in a different way as well, because you can't necessarily do a podcast like we do here where you review it and you say, oh, that was bad. That was a terrible segment or something. But the buy rates will either prove or disprove this over time. But they've already kind of devalued pay-per-view a little bit by going monthly or 10 a year or whatever it is. If you then make the pay-per-view feel like...
All out, outdrew WrestlePalooza.
Is that right?
Well, I'm fairly certain...
That's impressive.
All Out generated more pay-per-view buys than WrestlePalooza drove...
That they made a mess of that ESPN
sign-ups
as well.
I'm fairly certain.
I would believe it, because it was just a total... You couldn't even... People on the day didn't seem to know how they could even get it, and and it was a terrible show. But yeah, if you were to see over time buy rates declining, it's stuff like this where it's just, so it's not even necessarily the final destination for a feud. I'll not buy this one, or I'll take. WrestleDream did have a bit of a B show energy about it.
Yeah, there's been a few this year.
You'd be inclined to take off if you thought, if they're not going to definitely pay that off, I can skip that one.
But we start the show with Excalibur welcoming us along, and then we see a video package of Wrestle Dream and the shot of Hangman Page being checked over by doctors, screaming if Joe's lost his damn mind after he gave him a title shot. When he finds Joe, he's going to ruin his flipping life.
Couldn't he have said something along the lines of, my neck is killing me, but when the second I start to feel even a little bit better, you're a dead man walking or whatever, because there was a disconnect, because there wasn't really, like, where the hell's Hangman Page later on in the show?
Especially because it led straight into the Opps match.
You would have, excused the fact that Page wasn't there and further sold this attack, which it's always tricky in wrestling. Everyone gets Pillmanized. Everyone takes ridiculous bumps. Moxley was working a match. Yeah, his character had altered and he seemed affected by it. So there was some cause and effect there. But what I'm getting at broadly is that it's pretty hard to sell people on the idea of a wrestler that they know is as healthy as a wrestler can be, i.e. working hurt constantly, but, good to go if called upon. That was a bit of an oversight. That they should have said, look, you've destroyed my neck, you dick. And getting out of bed in the morning will hurt me tomorrow, and I can feel it coming. But the second that it begins to feel a little bit better, I'm after you. So what you do there is, the neck is going to be a medium-term thing, at least for Hangman Page, and he's not on this show, but whatever.
Yeah, it was weird because it was like a sort of halfway house, wasn't it? Because they have this, which is obviously shot immediately after he's been attacked at Wrestle Dream. And they go to the title match, and I go, ooh, maybe he costs the Opps the trios titles. Spoiler, that doesn't happen. Then Joe cuts a promo, and I'm like, just you wait, here comes Hangman Page. And he doesn't show up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, maybe they've written him off. And then he was just on Collision. Just like,
what?
Yeah. I think they advertised him at one point, maybe.
Because I was left to infer, which, not to wade into that sort of broad thing. Is it good? Is it bad? It's good, but do a little bit more, I was left to infer, all right, well, they sold the neck injury after the post-match angle. Oh, God, who knows? Really, a bit sloppy. Sloppy jalopy son of a bitch.
It's not too dissimilar in terms of layout and a weird choice to the, yes, she came back and she got some revenge tonight, but Stat leaving on Sunday. You were left for quite a while. They just think, for the duration of the Mercedes match, we're like, Stat just left there.
Yeah.
Get out of my ring. Fair enough.
They knew, Tony Khan knew that that's all right, revenge is coming. You'll be fine. But you don't know that in the sort of 12 to 15 minutes where you're left thinking, Stat she just walked like she was told to. I think Hangman was trying to do a lot with a little here, and I wonder if it got a bit lost because you were waiting for him to arrive and maybe reiterate the message or just attack him or whatever. Because he made a point in one of the promos in the build up to the match where he said I'm confused by this, basically I didn't see this anger in you from the situation, that the inciting incident was to me not an inciting incident. How are you this rage about it, Joe? And then there was an element, he picked that back up a bit. When he, I don't understand. It's one thing to beat you, and then it's almost like you've doubled down by attacking me violently, and I don't get that. And I think they might be, because it's Hangman Page, maybe I'm just being generous here, but because it's Hangman Page, I think they might be trying to tell a longer story where he's trying to squash the person he became when he was at his worst, because Hangman Page would understand that when he was at his worst, because look at the acts of revenge he took on people that wronged him or was perceived to have wronged him. And I think that's quite an interesting character choice as he kind of undertakes this title reign. Remember when he said to Kyle Fletcher, I know who you are and I know what you think you can be. Don't disappoint me.
Yeah.
It's this sort of this guy that is trying very hard to just, sorry about all that. I'm the world champion, everything's fine. And he's maybe trying to keep that door locked. And it's very useful for when Swerve Strickland comes back, because that's obviously, he could boot it down if he wanted, where bygones and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. He's one of the few characters that you really can tell that kind of a story with.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's going to finally be the thing that lights a bit of touch paper with him and Joe. Just they're going to be in the build to their final match, this weapons match or a Texas Death or whatever. And Hangman's going to be why are we at this point? And then Joe can say, well, you of all people should know, Hangman. And Hangman's going to go, what are you talking about? Now we have to kill you. And him sort of having to come to terms with that he's still a pretty violent guy. I just don't know if it was too succinct in the promo to really express that, because then Joe just made sure he got booed.
Yeah.
His role was to get, it was funny, but
it was really funny
to get booed at the,
I was in tears.
But it wasn't serious Hangman business stuff, was it?
Yeah.
It was just like, I'm just gonna get some
Bit
booze.
a la with the shop.
Yeah.
But before that, we got the AEW Trios titles match. It was the Opps, Mojo, Powerhouse, Opps, Shibata versus the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP. It's Shibata and Benjamin to start, but really it kicks off when Lashley and Hobbs get in there. People are getting very excited, but Joe immediately tags himself in and covers Hobbs up with a towel to stop the meat chants. Joe tried to do his walk-off thing when Benjamin came off the top at one point, and Benjamin just landed on his feet. So he's like, oh, bring in Hobbs then. They all send each other to the outside. Joe stands tall, but Benjamin hits him with a pump knee in the corner. Hobbs hits a running power slam, and Joe hits a senton to take us into break. When we come back, Shelton's still in trouble, but he hits a desperation DDT on Joe. They're both down. Lashley comes in and sort of just ragdoll Shibata all over the place. Hobbs makes the save, and we get the meat slugfest. Hobbs goes to the windpipe, but Lashley hits a power slam, tries the hurt lock, but Hobbs breaks free. MVP comes in. Joe goes for his eyes, but MVP hits a jawbreaker and the all-in elbow. Joe fights back and briefly gets a coquina clutch on MVP, but he gets out of it, and as he's setting up for something, there appears Ricochet, of all people, to distract MVP. Joe gets the coquina clutch. No! Get the coquina clutch and the submission victory over the Hurt Syndicate, and the Hurt Syndicate go after what they call the demand as we finish off this before we get to the Joe promo. Weird.
This was just, you left. This was done, dusted, kind of definitively. I was baffled by this, and I thought...
2 matches ago.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
weapons match from 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, if you are going to revisit this, the first thing I would say is, why? It's done. It wasn't even that good in the grand scheme of AEW things that have lasted a long time. This is bang slap in the middle, right? So I was thinking, why? And I was thinking, if you're going to resume something, irrespective of whether it's people are really, really begging for another round, I suspect they weren't, on the post-pay-per-view TV show, maybe hide it in the middle and set a new table early. So when you're watching, you're thinking, right, well, I can't, like, that was a fairly, I would say, savaged pay-per-view cycle, Wrestle Dream. A lot of people expressed their apathy about what we're doing here. Nothing, as you say, Hamflett, has this really express sense of purpose, momentum. I care about these characters, whatever. The first thing I wanted to see was like a new direction for a new character, or for like, you know, a character who's accomplished something. What next? The choice itself, baffling. The timing, even more so. But here's the deal. Within 10 seconds, I was in a jubilant mood. Like, jubilant. But do you think the same thing, don't you?
Yeah. The match, like outside of a couple of individual moments of flair as well, like... Further, did nothing to sell yet another Hurt Syndicate demand trios match, because I didn't think the Hurt Syndicate were particularly...
I've had 2 stepped up ones, which are cheat codes.
Yeah. This was
and neither were amazing, let's face it.
This was your standard one, and you're not watching this. What had been, like, you, like, loved it. I had my own version of PDS at the time, but the trios rivalry between the Elite and
Death Triangle, yeah.
They had you itching for the next match.
Yeah.
The second, the third, the last one.
It was an
finished.
incredible bit of business.
Yeah. Like Hurt Syndicate trios matches don't leave you in that state.
No.
So even if it was a brand new program, this match should have existed to illustrate that. And you're not like, yes, now they're going into a trios feud so-and-so. So the last thing you want is to think, well, they're going into the one that I've seen repeatedly.
I watched this and I was like, so are they going to be involved in some sort of men's blood and guts thing? And then later on, another story just kept going. And I was like, I know it's going to be that one. I was confused.
I don't know what stip it could be, but it has to be a good one. Well, it doesn't have to. They can do whatever they want. But hopefully it's a good one, because they need, if they want my interest and enthusiasm and like, make it something kind of like, wow, I can't believe they're doing that.
I think then, because they're going again and again and again, this is going to be used for a booking decision. And obviously the finish at Wrestle Dream was it Quan that took pulled Ricochet out and was like, I'll take the beat and you're rubbish, you're a loser. Do you think it's losing team disbands? and it's already the end of the demand.
I don't know.
Because they've only just...
But like, it's okay to like sort of acknowledge it, like the wrestlers or the bookers are like, we're not massively into this.
Yeah, Ricochet was a lot hotter earlier in the year.
Yeah, and they might want to have him back as a singles guy, or they might have thought, you know what, this has actually done good for GOA. This program of all 6, it's probably them 2 that have benefited the most from all this. You split them and they become like a babyface tag team, and the reason you have wrestlers that just fight forever and ever and ever is because it's like, well, you can never fight again. Like that could be the step if you have to do this one more time.
I will say, just to touch on the match briefly, which we've kind of ignored completely. Sorry about that. It was absolutely aggressively fine. Yeah. It was clearly building to another match down the line. A lot was saved for it. I did enjoy, I thought they measured really well the interactions between Hobbs and Lashley, where you got just enough to get hyped about it. It sort of materialized in front of me, and I was like, oh, actually, I want to see this component. And then I was like, oh, I'm getting into this. And then like they very carefully was like, you're not getting like the big, dumb, bombastic exchanges just yet, guys. So that was one nice thing I can say about an otherwise totally passable match.
I got a good feeling about Joe as the leader of the Opps as a heel as opposed to when they were baby faces. Like suddenly it made so much more sense.
He was...
Or especially while you are theoretically phasing out the Death Riders.
Yeah.
Like that seemed to fit and click in a way that the babyface
he enjoyed himself a great deal last night at Samoa Joe.
Yeah, post-match, Tony Schiavone asks Joe to explain his actions at Wrestle Dream, and he says it's good, good to be in San Antonio, a place where Powerhouse Hobbs can keep all the big old women there occupied.
Those big old fat women in San Antonio can keep Powerhouse Hobbs occupied.
He put his knee forward and he did the thing, and he like fell forward because apparently the San Diego women are too heavy, even for Powerhouse Hobbs.
I'm telling you now, his reaction was incredible. Shibata, God bless him, just stood there.
Yeah.
The emphasis, like Joe's so good at emphasis in his promos. Like he can say the word shit, and it's like, I've heard this in AEW, like what, 5,000 times at this point. His use of emphasis in his already like really menacing, incredibly well delivered promos is sensational. His use of the word fat, ironically, was even funnier than when Scott Steiner ever directed it at him. Like, Jesus Christ, I was in tears. I had an audible pop. It was so well done. And again, like I have just watched this man, Samoa Joe, wrestle 20 kind of sluggish, methodical minutes that I was pretty bored by on Saturday night, Sunday morning, right? And the last thing, when I saw the heel turn, I'm like, oh, it's better for Joe. He's better as a heel. He's incredible as a heel, let's face it. I didn't want to see that match again. It just didn't move me at all, realistically. Within 10 seconds, I was like, stay on my screen, man. Please stay on my screen. You are brilliant at your craft. Like, I'm not even the biggest Samoa Joe fan out there. We've talked about him extensively already. But is there anyone better at convincing you within the span of 10 seconds or less? God, you used to be amazing, and I'm going to believe in you one more time because you're class at this. Like, I know it was just a dumb line at the core of it, but like following is pretty great. Heel work in the match itself. I'm like, God, he is the effective. He knows wrestling inside out. Bring Joe in. I'm like that idiot chairman of a football club. Give it Joe. Give it Joe. He's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, I liked him substantially more than at any other point in the Hangman Page feud, or probably in the last few years. Has he ever been a straight up heel in AEW?
Yes, when he was like, little dead boy.
Of course.
Darby Allin. Yeah. And like that was the feud that was almost too good, really, because they convinced Tony Khan, oh, Joe's back. And it's like, he's not champion caliber. People love this title reign. I did love Hua's social media comments. It's a line.
It's funny that, because I'll tell you who else loved that was like the ball knowers who share their takes on social media. Like, and they were like, us and Joe were kind of above this sludge. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for reminding us that we're all across all this.
Yeah. Like I do find latter period Joe, he'll have these moments where he has his, ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. I find those moments more few and far between than a lot of other wrestling fans. But my God, all he needs, you know, when like that final scene in The Wolf of Wall Street, selling me this pen. sell me this pen. And if you don't know, it's the protagonist is, he's had the downfall and he's doing like talks about how to like be a salesman and whatever. And you got these like gibbering geeks who have not, it's well made. And he's like, sell me that pen. And he wants someone within 5 seconds to like, I'm listening. Joe can do sell me that pen. I'm like, I don't even buy what you're selling, but then you sell it and then I'm buying.
Yeah. As long as he's on planet Earth and you call yourself a champion, he's going to come hunting for you. He's going to show you that you're not that man. Much like the fans say, Hangman Page, you might think this is cowboy shiz, but every one of the slack-jawed Texans who chant that, Joe's going to make you his bitch.
Yeah, the emphasis, man. There's no one better at that in wrestling right now than that. Oh, God, Joe's scary.
Just like
these matches are pretty boring sometimes.
Yeah. Just like every sports team has made the Texas teams their bitch, basically. The Opps are never lacking.
There should be a time limit imposed on Joe matches. There needs to be an urgency. Like, since 2015, those Joe Nakamura matches in NXT.
Oh.
Like,
no, thank you.
Literally a decade ago now?
Yeah.
2015 they were happening. Someone should have clocked there and then the aura of this menacing dude who looks like he could kill you and he's in his element. Like, the aura evaporates over the course of the matches that go long. Like, then he needs to be repackaged in ring in some way for me. Some of them have been great. Like that MJF Grand Slam one, great. The Darby Allin stuff, great. But like Joe shouldn't be going longer than 10 minutes, I don't think.
I wouldn't have a problem with that. Yeah.
Speaking of years passing, 6 years today since the classic what are they called? The Inner Circle? Back then, what were they called? The Jericho stable.
Yeah, Inner Circle.
The Inner Circle, yeah.
Behind the glass, the MJF
6 years. Of course,
and presumably that's the same one as I Got a Ticket, right? That's the same night. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in the early Dynamite 6-year run now. There's only one of them every week.
Something episode of Dynamite ever. Yeah. Mad.
That was episode 4.
Earlier on in the day, we see Mercedes showing up.
That was the night of that Joey Janela V-Trigger cell.
Oh, yeah.
It's the best thing he's ever done in his life. In his life.
Yeah, earlier on the day, we see Mercedes.
Money.
Showing up in a fancy car. She's got all the blokes carrying their titles. But then we go backstage to Renee and Stat, who said if there was anyone she'd want to strip with, beat the hell out of, and defend her title against, she's glad it was Toni Storm. She says, I've beaten Toni Storm twice. Have you, Moné? I did. First try. She didn't say that bit.
I did. First try.
That bit, but she did say she broke the glass ceiling and rewrote the record books. She accepts the challenge at Full Gear. Says, enjoy your celebration, champ.
Yeah. That's a cool match. Like, legitimately, that's a cool match.
Yeah.
Mercedes should win.
Is it title for title or just?
Yeah, winner takes all.
Winner takes all.
Well, winner takes both.
Yeah. Aye. Not Mercedes, like every single belt. Oh, Stat's got a belt. Yeah. Stat's got a month.
You think?
Stat's got a month to try and come up with one good reason why she should win this match. Like, she's a pretender still. Mercedes could be the world champion now. It's almost a better story if she wins it because she couldn't beat Toni Storm for it. But she can say, well, it's fine because I beat the person who beat Toni Storm twice, so it makes me better anyway, if anything. Keeps Toni Storm away for it for a while. The rematch becomes about Toni getting that belt by one day, whatever. But, like, I think just levels between them at the moment. Statlander and Mercedes Moné. So, like, but it was oddly Statlander that really got Mercedes over the hump in AEW.
Yeah.
Weird that. But I just seen them both as champions. It's not even close to me at the moment.
More on this later, because then we get comments from Darby Allin regarding Wrestle Dream. Comes down with that AEW flag from Mount Everest. Still mad to say that as a sentence. Also, the one he used to choke Jon Moxley, of course. He puts that in the center of the ring. Says before he climbed Everest, many said he was irresponsible, could never be the face of the company, because if he'd get killed, it'd be bad PR. But he's willing to die for this place and for the 3 points as well on Saturday. So
you should be willing to die for 3 points. That's what I say to James before every. I'm not joking. I don't
with the swear.
I drop the swear, but whenever he plays for his team, the Sunday team and the school team, like you should want to die to get 3 points. Because my only critique, and I'm such a encouraging, Like, concentrate on every positive action he did. And then if he's done one thing where I'm like, that, you probably should get told, otherwise he's going to keep doing it. Do like a soft critique. So I'll go, James, just keep doing what you're doing in training. Like, you've got the mind, your levels above cerebrally to like any other lad on that pitch. Just keep doing your clever stuff and keep battling, because he's a little tenacious guy. And I say, one thing you need to do is when they run past you in midfield, don't jog next to them, going through the motions. You want to run alongside them and nick that ball, or you want to tug at the shirt, right? Do not give up that fight in midfield, because the coaches will notice, and you're not actively trying to get the goal back. You're just kind of jogging so it looks like you are. You don't do it very often, but that's the one critique I've got. Okay, so keep battling. You should want to die to get 3 points, James. And I do it in jest, and he knows this, but deep down, I want him to, I want him to fight his goddamn heart out. Because that was the one thing that prevented me from being a Premier League footballer.
You just didn't want to die for it.
I had the technical ability, the vision, the weight of the pass. I didn't like the battle, me. Didn't really like the battle that much, but he does.
That's what I say to Eric when he goes to Little Kickers.
How old is he?
2.
Yeah.
I say, absolutely, enjoy it. Enjoy it by being disciplined, eh?
I hate all this. I hate this. I'd have to.
You've got to give them a little bit of competitive.
If Joshua was half decent, which is exactly what he is, I would like, and he was like playing more competitive games than the ones he plays. It would be Adele's job. All of this, I haven't got this dog in me. The way he's speaking, kind of just made me feel funny. Like I can't.
And maybe that's why, because you haven't got that dog in you.
Yeah,
You just like dogs.
I don't like dogs. That must be it. Yeah, I don't.
You should probably mould a little bit of competitive spirit. They're going to be in the job market.
Adele's got that. I've got like patter and compassion. She's got like competitiveness and like sort of the reality of life.
If he loses and plays badly, I'll never ever go.
Speak to him again.
I hate those parents who will.
Oh, they're the worst.
Who are the worst on the sidelines.
Yeah.
If they're doing that in front of me, what are they saying to these poor?
I can't be. That's why I don't engage.
Kids,
I can't be around that.
It's got to be worse.
Upsetting.
It's got to be worse when they get home. Like if he, does an Isaac and like drops a stinker and gets hooked.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're all
stinker and hooked. It's like in the football fan vernacular. Like if he, drops a stinker and gets hooked, and you can tell he's upset, I'll say, try a little bit harder on this one thing, but those 5 things that you did that were good, do them again, but more in the next game. Like, I'm not like one of those dickhead dads, but I do try and instill in him the spirit, the battle.
I've not got a winner's mentality, so I can't. I'd be faking it.
I like to win. You quizzes.
Need it.
It's just
more than anything I've ever known. You need is a win. Like
wins, man.
Yeah, I don't care. Like, and it's just I'd be faking it, and he'd see straight through it as well. Like, it's why I love badass wrestlers so much, because I cannot possibly relate. Like, I want to see people. Like, I want to see United Shawn Michaels.
But you're a living contradiction.
Right, but it's like
you say Austin's the best, and he was the most ultimate.
Yeah. Like, I'd need to. This is my escapist entertainment. I couldn't be any of these things. I never liked Austin because he was like the working class hero going for the boss. I would say, yes, boss, I'll do the task required. Like, I wouldn't. Like, everybody wants to go to work and punch their boss in the face, do they? Like, not for me. Like,
don't. On Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I often do.
When some of the stories, like what wrestlers have to do politically and stuff like that, I was like, Jesus Christ, tell me more. I don't want to be in that room, thank you. Wrestling with Shadows is incredible. Like, you couldn't pay me all the money in the world to stood in that corridor while Julie Hart's bollocking Triple H. But to get to watch it on a screen, I was like, it's perfect. I'm allowed to stare through the window. Yeah.
What? Darby still cut this promo. He says the marks on his body from Saturday tell a story. He was never going to say I quit. He's wearing the scars from that match. He knows the Death Riders aren't going to go away. But as long as they're breathing, Darby Allin isn't far behind.
I really liked, and I campaigned for it actively last week in response to the cinematic stuff that they did with Darby and Mox. Do way more of this. A babyface cutting a promo in front of his people or their people in the middle of the ring, right? You need to do it, and you need just anything that can further build a connection. It's like, it's classic conditioning as well. Like, it reinforces to long-time wrestling fans that, this person has been featured for all of a few minutes, but that means I'm meant to track them and believe in them and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And this wasn't like a promo of the year candidate. This isn't the kind of thing that you'll remember, but if it was great, you would remember it. That's how these things work. I'm glad that they did it. I have reservations over whether Darby can in fact be the wrestler that AEW are very slowly but deliberately building him up to be. I thought he had a bit of a stinker and was hooked in the build to Wrestle Dream, where it just was so edgy and aspiring to be cool and violent, and it just tried too hard, really. This was... I don't know if I'm being unfair on Darby, because it's like, right, okay. In my head, I'm thinking... You left, but this is the second resumed story in like pretty much in succession. But they're doing Blood and Guts, obviously. Are they?
Yes.
They're doing the men's Blood and Guts.
Yeah.
But it's just like, well...
I still can't work out which feud specifically is in it, but they're doing the men's one, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure they didn't do it in St. Louis, because it'd just be in Guts.
It's just, I watched this, and I did mourn the days of the sense of finality that you got with the AEW pay-per-view and the 4 pay-per-view model. It's like, right, the classic example, it's very early, and you can't do the stip every single time. I'd wager he could have done the finish and Cody would have had to accept it without putting his chances for the world title on the line. But Jericho beats Cody. MJF costs Cody. Jericho... In old world wrestling, we'd probably milk this for all it's worth because it's a hot program. That's not what we're doing here in AEW. It's done. You are f***ed. And now Cody has to go after MJF for vengeance. I miss that desperately. I kind of miss that desperately. I'm not saying never do a rematch. I'm not an idiot. I understand how the business works. But keep them special. Do them rarely. To go from that to, does anything ever end? Ever. So it was a bit uninspiring, I guess.
I had a bit of sympathy for Tony Khan watching this. I was explaining my thought process to Sidge over the desk this morning. I probably spent took me a little while with Darby Allin outside of like little flashes, but once I got it, I really got it. And I probably spent about 5 years basically lecturing a billionaire obsessive wrestling fan who now books a promotion and has at various points booked it incredibly successfully. To
best ever tier at times.
Yeah, like I teach him like my granny how to suck eggs and put the belt on Darby Allin, put the belt on Darby Allin. He's the guy, he's the guy, he's the guy, he's the guy. We've seen for about a month him in the position where he's being set up to be the guy. I don't buy it anymore, and I don't think you should give him the belt. Like, I don't book for the podcasters, book for your instincts and book for yourself and book for your talent, because here he is finally in the spot that, like, without any kind of qualifiers or caveats or it was going to be this but an injury or but Everest or but Sting retirement, lots of good reasons why things didn't happen when they did, and now we are here, unequivocally here. I don't buy him. I don't see it. I felt it when we talked about this on the Wrestle Dream review. There was something in that match where I wasn't feeling it, and I was like, well, maybe by the end, like the big stars, the proper, they're built for this spot. They kind of get you back there. They take you there. Swerve did it. Like in the rivalry with Hangman Page, did it all the time. Every promo, every segment, every match, made those moments count. Sorry for requesting it for 5 years, because I feel like I'm saying it. I'm not convinced Darby's it.
I don't want
like,
it.
I know
weird.
it's awful. Like
He has carried a title and elevated a title and been a great champion with that TNT run early. So I'm kind of... There is an inherent drama to almost every single Darby Allin match, and that's what's missing from a lot of this like modern, incredibly well executed back and forth match. It's not very dramatic. It's good, but you don't think, God, that person is about to lose imminently.
Yeah.
Or is in a great deal of pain. And
yeah, all the high octane stuff's in the middle of the match.
But Darby's just so good at, I mean, he's a stuntman, and that's a total compliment. He's a great wrestler as well, but he's also a stuntman. So when he does those things, you think, how the f*** has he survived that? He's got the best ever. Well, that's the near fall. So I've got no doubt that if they give him the belt, that when I saw the matches, he would solve that conundrum that almost every long-term babyface champion faces, where it's like, well, you have to get Kane out of the way in your first title defense. And then, all right, okay, well, this Kyle Fletcher's not beating Hangman Page. It's going to be such and such. In the body of the match, there'll be few better than Darby at going, he's done. It's over. So I do get it, and he's marketable. People love him. And But in terms of building and promoting those matches, I'm not sure either.
We see highlights from Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks from Wrestle Dream. And Jack Perry said they beat the greatest tag team of their generation. And next they're coming for the World Tag Team titles.
Yep. Cool.
But not before they face them again on Collision. Sorry. My notes here, Sidge, and there appears to be a women's match in the first hour.
What?
We haven't documented this for a while, but they're playing Tricky Burgers with this late, aren't they? Where they'll just one every 5 or something. See? Can't happen. First hour all time.
21, 20, 40. 21. Yes, it was 4 teams, and the winner of this match got to pick their opponents in the women's tag team title tournament. The teams being...
Sorry, I'm going to forget this. But on commentary, as this match was like sort of making its sort of like way and getting underway rather, Danielson said, you get an advantage here because if you pick an easy opponent, then you can sort of like progress through the tournament. Isn't that in Excalibur was like, yeah, but if you get the hard ones out the way first, you can beat the little idiot
all in the
geeks.
phrasing, isn't it? It's like who you think you stand the best chance against.
Yeah,
it's okay to say that.
It worked out well because it's a team that already had issues with another team.
It's such a baffling choice. Why didn't you just say, use a euphemism, more experienced? The stronger, the bigger. You know, I mean, why am I telling Danielson? It's Danielson. Odd.
You could pick the jobbers.
Again, he's too frank.
Yeah.
So it was the top gods.
You can beat anyone. You can even beat a boat.
It's Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. I really like the team of, we should have guessed this, Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God.
Especially with this finish.
The finish, oh my God.
Wonderful Willow, Nightingale, and Harley Cameron, and the Sisters of Sin, Julie Hart and Skye Blue in this match.
Is that who likes this in AEW? You know when when the House of Black had like every team had a different dark corrupted name, like the corrupted friends, and then the friends of the corrupted throne, and it was whatever, and then the House of Black was the main one.
Kings of the Black Throne was such a badass tag team name, man. I'm sorry. I absolutely love that.
The Sisters you see exist within the Trading Mix.
Yeah.
And now I need the other combination.
Do we think that Tony Khan has got this, like, when I don't do this anymore because I'm 40 and I've grown up and it's liberating. But when you're like in your late teens, maybe your early 20s, certainly when you go to uni, you want to, if you're me, I don't want to say pretentious. I want to project an image of like a cultured, sensitive, good taste haver, 40 years old. People should stop this. Yeah, you got good taste. Maybe better than mine, because Roderick Strong really is cool. Okay?
Get
and grow up. You stupid loser. But so I would be like, I remember like uni, it's like, right, headphones, certain songs, just put this new MIA track on, boom, crunch, just put the the volume up on like the cool stuff, and then maybe in secret, I'll put some stuff that is a little bit lame. Right, Tony Khan's got that with Supernatural Wrestling.
Maybe.
You think?
Yeah.
Because there's been a long and unfortunate history with Supernatural history in AEW, and to an extent, the Supernatural material, some of it was like, but the Young Bucks are on the committee, and they want to do Dark Order stuff, and Brandy Rhodes is on the committee, and she wants to do the Nightmare Collective, so maybe he can say, I took control and stuff like that. But there's always been something that he's just, maybe I like 80s music. Maybe I've just got a massive affinity for completely earnest and jubilant, extravagantly produced 80s pop. Maybe I like that.
He just doesn't want anyone to know. It's like as soon as they go to the ring and they're nowhere near him, he's like, these two again. And then really leans in and watches the match.
Yeah.
When they all Fox sizes up. Yeah, I know what you mean, boss.
Off!
hope AR Fox is all right. We love him. So early on in this match,
But you could find your way to the ring if you got any appropriate paperwork for once.
Hey, Swerve, I want you to go to the training school, and I want you to half kill AR Fox. Yeah, sure thing, Tony. It sounds like a great angle. What angle?
it's time the camera crew getting there. What?
That's good.
It doesn't work because AR Fox was accompanying him, but you understand what the thrust of the show.
Hangman, burn his house down.
I was thinking of burning the house down. Oh, what stunt house did you get?
We've already done that
Hangman
angle.
Page?
What? F***ing angle, Adam.
Oh, God. Good.
Boss, I'm not sure if you were aware what today is. It's bring your
Hey, man, I want you to fight AR Fox to the death. Okay. Texas. Yeah, great stipulation. What stipulation?
What match?
Not sure if you're aware, boss, but it's I know it's a busy weekend for us all, but it's bring your pet to work day. I've brought my pet goldfish in. I'll take it from here, JR. There you go, Death Riders.
That's
That's the law, man.
That's good. There you go, Death Riders.
If you need another thing, I brought these branded AR buckets. We'll take it now. Thanks.
It was AR Fox's aquarium. Oh my God. That's unbelievable law.
What have you done to Flipper?
I love how that's his name. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wrestles.
Anyway.
There you go, Death Riders. Slide that floor. Pick that up.
So early on in this match,
The sheets get the news that freaking at the pay-per-view Tony Khan killed AR Fish. Refuses to answer questions in a scrum about it.
Refuses to answer
with
questions.
legal.
He refuses to answer questions about anything.
it's just regressive. I'm not taking this shit anymore.
I got a lot more fish than AR Fox.
Tony, I'm hearing reports that the fish is dead. It's no longer a part of All Elite Wrestling. No, the fish is great. The fish has been a great star for us here at All Elite Wrestling. I've had the fish has done a lot of great work for us, and I'm excited to have the fish back in All Elite Wrestling. The fish was foundational in building this promotion, and I hope to work with the fish, who is a great fish, hopefully one day very soon.
God, he did it again, the Jericho line. It makes me laugh so much because think about you when he first did it with Jericho. It's like, Jericho's great, and like he's done great work for AEW, and like I look forward to seeing him again in the future. He did the exact same line Britt Baker, and it's like, you're the boss. Like you pay them to come to work. I look forward to working in the future.
You could, like, it's Mad Libs, where you just substitute the name of now Chris Jericho and Britt Baker, and you take them out, add the name of Ricky Starks, and it reads exactly the same.
Yeah.
Oh, Ricky's great. He's not injured. But, we're looking forward to having him back. And, I hope we get the chance to do it again. And then Ricky Starks, meanwhile, is going, I'm being benched. I want to do it.
Ready to work.
Why don't you just get in the same room, guys? I mean, I know you can't say, oh, yeah. Well, Jericho's finished. I don't want him back. You can't.
No, you can't.
But it's just...
If he said that, that'd be a huge popper. If he literally said finished.
Yeah, Jericho's finished.
Piss Perico. Anyway, back to this four-way. At one point, Megan Bayne suplexes both Hayter and Aminata at the same time. Everyone's on the outside. Bayne hits a dive forward, hits a moonsault off the top rope to take us into a break. When we come back, Aminata fights off both Hart and Skye Blue. She makes the hot tag to Nightingale, who just runs wild. She squashes Hart and Blue in the corner, hits them both with spine busters. Bayne just launches Ford at Nightingale with a cutter, but Hart breaks up the pin. There's a double stunner by Ford and a double German suplex to Heart and Blue by Megan Bayne. Nightingale gets out of her doomsday device, pounces Bayne out of the ring. Hayter comes in. Nightingale gets sent to the outside. And then Hayter and Aminata hit a double big boot and a double headbutt on Ford before the Haterade gets the 1, 2, 3. Post-match, Hayter takes the mic and says, "Why wait to make our selection? Sisters of Sin! You've been a pain in our ass, and we're going to take care of you first."
I tell you what, right? This was a pretty good advert for the women's tag team division because the match itself was a genre and a standard that I feel completely numbed by. But there's a new purpose for this style of match, if you like. So I was willing to go with it on the idea of, well, it's a pilot. I want to be impressed ahead of this women's tag team division that's coming to the fore. We've got a championship. So while if this just happened in and of itself, outside the finish, I would have been, it was all right. It was good. But because there are now stakes attached to it and there is something to promote, the buy-in for me was a lot easier. And the best case scenario for me here, which I think they probably accomplished all told, without it being this great blow-away match, which it wasn't. But the best case scenario was, I want to fall in love with one of these AEW tag teams. I do. I want to fall in love with one of them. I want to have a favorite on the back of this. I want to track a team's progress. It's a lovely, great, well overdue thing, this AEW Women's Tag Team division. A lot of it for me, prior to this match, was all on principle. Yeah, you got it now. Go on, show me. Show me. And Hayter and Aminata are goated already. Goated already.
Yeah. I agree with all that. Like, I thought this was like really elegantly agented with the view of that big picture. Like, sell the lie, ultimately. Make these teams feel like they've been teaming together about 10 years apiece. And you know them as, like, rather than just singles wrestlers that have come together gradually over time, you know them as units. Hayter and Aminata got the best of it, but fair enough, because they were the ones that were going over. It didn't undermine the rest of the bracket or the rest of the tournament or indeed the rest of the division or anything. And I would say they probably needed it the most in-ring, because it has just been like post-match hugs and everybody waiting for the blood and guts match to get announced. And instead, maybe, I don't know, but like it was this, they were given the bulk of the standout in-ring moments. Yeah, that headbutt into the Haterade is instantly like, great. Like if you're like, I've seen, who's the favorite example? Beer Money or American Alpha, probably my two favorite examples of partners that very quickly can put a couple of their finishes together, dress the same, and just feel like they've done this all their careers. And I got that out of a couple of these teams in here, just because of how the match was put together.
There's 3 teams I want to see in a 2-team final, which is really good. Hayter and Aminata. Sorry, TJ.
Do you want me to run through the bracket?
After I've talked about this. Hayter and Aminata, spoiler, Mercedes and Athena, and the Timeless Love Bombs. There's 3 that I can buy going into the final. So I think this is really a strong success, all told.
The brackets, are Hayter and Aminata are obviously against Hart and Skye Blue, and also on the same side of that bracket, which we are going to get to later, Mercedes and Athena versus Willow, Nightingale, and Harley Cameron. The other side, it's Alex Windsor.
The other side, where are your manners?
And Riho versus the Timeless Love Bombs. And then obviously Top Gods.
Who was Riho, sorry?
Alex Windsor! And Top Gods versus TJ.
Yeah. TJ, mate.
Bit annoyed that Nightingale and Harley Cameron are probably going out in the first round.
I'm not.
Because I felt like these tag titles are meant to be there for people who've not held world titles.
Well, no, earn it.
I get that, but as in, not in.
You've got your WWE consolation prize brain on.
Maybe. I want Mercedes.
Take it out.
I want Mercedes and Athena.
You need to ship out of that brain out, bro.
Yeah, I want Mercedes and Athena to win. She's got every belt. Like, she could have every belt after Full Gear.
She could have one more thing. Could even be a belt. Is that anything?
Everything's something.
Before I forget, by the way, Wrestle Bream for the fish thing. Is that a fish?
Yeah, no,
well, you did say goldfish, so.
Yeah, I know, but I'm changing that now.
Okay, I like that. I like that. And now I'm thinking, what other AEW pay-per-view names can I make a fishy pun on?
Nicholas just shaking his head.
Not me. No. Not at all.
Bubble or nothing.
I thought,
Fish bubble, isn't it?
like a castle with
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that? Hamflett? I missed that one. No. What was the name of the?
Oh, bubble.
Literally what my 2-year-old son
Bubble
does
or
when I say
nothing.
fish, by the way.
There you go. Thank you.
Leave it with me. I'll proceed to ignore whatever you're recapping next.
Oh, okay. I don't think you're going to be able to because it's Tony Khan's appearance on camera. The Young Bucks are outside of his office. Stop looking at the camera, Tony. They want to get in. Obviously, they're broke and they want a match. Renee, they're like, you're bloody loving it, aren't you?
2
Renee?
seconds. I know this is unprofessional, but when you get like 5 vibrations at once and you're thinking,
Just Googling fish. I know
Yeah,
what
we
you're
know
doing,
what
mate.
he's doing.
not.
Bro, you are so busted.
They don't know what's next. They're desperate. They'll wrestle anyone and they'll team up with anyone. Tony Khan opens his door. Hey guys, I hear you. I hear you said you'd face anyone.
There's not an incident, but there is something I need to just engage with here.
Fish puns. Fish probably, if anything.
Yeah.
I'm not Googling fish puns, I'm just Googling fish so I can get a head start, right?
Narrator, he was Googling fish puns.
There's no fish. What we're going to Google, Adam?
Can see a shark in the glasses.
Fish puns.
Fish puns about AEW. Who's going to ever put that on the internet other than us? Because we're
clearly.
Is that
stupid.
list AEW wrestlers if they were fish?
Yeah, we can.
Is that
Give
anything?
it time. That's just
I'll pitch that to Andy when he goes downstairs. Andy, we've got a great idea for you. Go away. I told you to be in the hours of 9 and 9:30, and that's it. So yeah,
Bottle of the belts.
you got deep on the fish there, haven't you?
Good. I was waiting for you to carry on. You
Sorry,
on. It's all right.
Daly's Place.
That's really good. Really good.
Too busy thinking about pay-per-views. I should have expanded it.
Sorry, yeah. Hey guys, I heard you face anyone. So I'm gonna put $400,000 up this Saturday All-Star Tag Team match. Team of Jurassic Express and Jet Speed versus you, and they're like, "Well, 4-2," and he does this, and these guys opens the door to his office, and then goes. It's FTR.
Excellent.
Yeah. They say, "Oh, it's water under the bridge." Fish, that's fish. And Stokely says the holidays are coming and gives him $1.
It's good. Yeah. Very well recapped. Thank you. That thing that's
Stop looking at the camera. You've booked. You don't have to do it. Renee can just say, "I've spoke to Tony actually," and he said. Anyway,
It's weird when Tony Khan chooses to insert himself and when he doesn't. Because he could do it all the time or he could do it never. So there's a reason why he picks the times he picks. And this one didn't look like he picked it. It was as if like last minute somebody's like, "Oh, we just cannot think of a way through this."
Nah. He's appeared with the Young Bucks as part of the CVP thing.
Oh, that's
before.
true, yeah.
So I think it's a runner that they're trying to get
him
off
and
the ground.
money that's fair, actually.
That's correct.
When they kicked his ass.
Regrettable reminder of something I said sucked all along, and guess what it did?
Thank you for bringing that.
That was just another one of those tweets where you're like, I'm a little bit too real. So what I'll do is I'll stick my head above the old
that's
parapet
the second podcast in a row you dropped that.
and just let it be known it's wrong, and you'll understand in time. And the replies were like, me.
Credit to you.
Not from the regular community.
No. We go to the ring. Renee's in there. There's balloons, drinks, cake, all to celebrate. 12-belt Mercedes.
Money. Money.
Yeah, her music hits after Renee's introduction. But there's Mini Moné, the puppet, who pops up from under the table and gets Renee to do the CEO dance with her. Moné comes out. She's got a face like thunder. Storms down to the ring, gets rid of the boys with the belts, as well as poor Renee. She says, "Harley, what the hell do you think you're doing? Stupid, dumb marks here want to mock me after everything I've done for women's wrestling." And then Mini Moné's like, stupid dumb marks want to mock me for everything I'm doing for women's wrestling. She says, Harley, you're so pathetic. Wasn't it just a couple of weeks ago you begged me to be your tag team partner? Now you're out here mocking me? Tonight's about me. It's my moment, my celebration. What I have done, becoming 12 best Moné, is
Sound like the Who there.
It's going to go down as one of the greatest accomplishments in professional wrestling. Ultimo Moné is going to be talked about for years to come. But you stupid, pathetic marks want to laugh at me. I'm tired of disrespect. He says, you want to laugh at something? Harley, laugh at this. And she shoves poor Mini Moné's face into the cake.
Good bit of foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
And she pulls Harley out from underneath the table. And she's about to do it to poor Harley Cameron when Kris Statlander appears and sends the real Mercedes Moné face first into the cake and choke slams her through the table. And they stand tall and do the CEO dance to Statlander, Cameron, and Mini Moné.
This was, in my opinion, a somewhat, I was going to say more sophisticated, even that sounds ridiculous, a somewhat more thoughtful take on cake. On an angle.
That's what it was.
On an angle that I have not for me.
Yeah, I think it's fairly divisive. Some people loved it, some people, yeah.
I will say, trying to be objective, impartial. For what it was, a little bit more thoughtful than the usual fare. However, because this was redolent of the slop that Hamflett usually gravitates towards, he's going to have a lot of nice things to say about it.
Yeah, 100%. Love this. Like,
cake angles or 1990s All Japan Pro Wrestling Kings Road.
Oh, Sidge, come on.
Are you like, let's be...
No, I haven't. Let's be fair. I haven't seen enough of the Kings Road, but I will say that. Based on what I have seen, because there's been some lousy cake segments, like way more, just.
I love how you're debating this.
There's not many good cake segments.
Yeah, I was confused by all this because when Tony Storm got cream pied in WWE, that was bad, and yet this was apparently cinema, according to certain people. Just asking questions.
I mean, I am that person, I guess, because I didn't like that at the time, and I enjoy this. I don't know. I think there was a real artistic quality to the fact that Mercedes went in the cake and then went through the table. She had to like make herself light in order
again,
to
I just have
to not break the table. The cake, by the way, it was an our colour scheme. Love that.
Yeah.
But like
someone mentioned like the minion aspect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I saw that on Twitter. I didn't spot it myself because I kind of just drifted off.
When she went in the cake, I think that's the ultimate. Well, she's not going through the table. And then she went through the table. Like, I thought it was...
a bit of thought to it.
Yeah, like, I think if you shove in someone's face in the cake, normally then you're not breaking the table, like, it's because they've just got impact into it, and all three visuals,
I like...
puppet in the cake, money in the cake, money through the table. I thought were good build.
I'm still living in the world of 1 minute ago where you dwelt upon...
All right, yeah. I've not seen enough of it. It's a proper blind spot for me, that.
All right, okay.
Like, I know what I don't like about the ball knowers' takes on it. I've seen some absolutely mind-blowing tag matches. Like that's the extent, really, of how deep
better
that's
than
ever
cake,
gone.
though. Is it cake? or is it all Japan?
It's all Japan.
Yeah.
It's all Japan.
I'm sorry, Akira Taue was not as good as Misawa.
Yeah, I know that.
He had
and I like Jey Uso, so think about
Taue
that.
was incredible at the role of like just the worst one who really resented it.
Yeah. You get that from one match. You get it in one match.
Yeah.
What the order is and what the deal is.
Misawa was absolutely incredible, like unbelievable at being the guy who was like, right, okay, I don't have much of one. All the personality you have to show yourself because I'm playing the guy who just can't really get beaten or beaten that often. So you have to express your personality to its fullest and express yourself and be the best version of yourself to stand a chance of beating me. And what he did with like Kawada and Kobashi to build those classic matches, it's like the ultimate like canvas, really, Misawa was. That's my take on there.
Double or nothing? Is that anything?
Beating me I hate losing.
Kentica Splashy.
Okay. Do you know who I want to win the women's tag tournament, of course?
Yeah.
The top CODs. That would be.
I was trying to think of a card one. Well
Megan
done.
Bayne and
Your thoughts?
Because I thought of Brad Haddock's, but like that's
yeah,
Yeah, it's not
WWE.
it. Yeah.
salmon. Is there anything in salmon?
Salmon Zane.
Mercedes Moné. Yeah?
Very good.
Yeah. I got one. So one in my head.
One in my head.
Okay, that's just getting a little bit silly now. Wilbourn, sorry. Your thoughts on 1990s All Japan Kings Road?
Couldn't care less. Never watched it.
Honest journalism as usual from the OTJ.
Come on. After the Wrestle Bream, of course.
Where all this started.
Trying to think of the TV specials.
I was like, Fight for the Fallen. We see Mox saying that it was Darby Allin's strength that was the deciding factor. Obviously, his commitment to self-destruction.
Jellyfish, and it's Tony Khan when someone gives him a bad creative idea.
Yeah. Fish up corn.
The Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't go.
All the comments on this, no one's going to care about.
There's going to be so many. I hope there is.
Let's. We
I don't
welcome
know the
them.
ones
We
we
welcome
missed.
them.
I think we've done the obvious. Cod, salmon, haddock,
Bream.
Yeah.
place,
Fin.
fin.
Bubble.
Anything in gills?
Oh, there must be. We'll get there.
Okay. I'll leave that
Big Gill.
Yes. Yes.
so Patrick. Well done, you.
They're going ruffle his hair real quick.
I'm a loser. I know this.
Hook.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
There you
go. Darby Allin's commitment to self-destruction will be his downfall. Tomorrow, the sun will rise again, and they're going to continue their commitment to being the best. Their only competition is themselves, which means the only person they can't trust is, of course, themselves. No one in professional wrestling can hold a candle to the standard they set. Sometimes you make a promise and believe what would happen, but it doesn't. So Darby Allin's made Moxley a liar. Now Mox knows who he is when he looks into a mirror.
Yeah. I think
Bollocks,
it's
this, wasn't it? Just a load of bollocks, wasn't it?
Well, it was a load of bollocks. Yeah, it was. But
the next time something's rubbish on WWE, I'm going to hold your feet to the flame.
Good luck with that.
I was going to say, you've been waiting ages. But you do have to do a load of bollocks sometimes.
Losing the podcast.
It did work. I will say it did work quite
Angela
nicely.
using the cod past.
Brilliant. I will say it did work brilliantly that he's saying all these things and then immediately is shown to be a massive coward, effectively.
Yeah, that's it. I think the bollocks is all right. And
Yeah.
it's contextual bollocks.
Contextual.
Yeah.
Got a pop. It's fine. Want the pop.
What followed was Mox versus Kyle O'Reilly. The fans constantly chanting, he's a quitter to Mox. And O'Reilly caught him with a flying armbar early. Mox just stomps his face to get free. Moxley bites at his head and pie faces Kyle to the floor. That takes us to a break. When we come back, O'Reilly hits a running knee off the apron to Moxley, who's been placed on a chair ringside. O'Reilly gets a guillotine hammerlock into a triangle choke, but Mox gets Kyle in a position under the bottom rope and then just slingshots him into it. Danielson on commentary talks about how Mox is clearly still shaken from Saturday. And as he says that, O'Reilly gets an ankle lock. Moxley escapes, but O'Reilly counters into a cross arm breaker. And there's a bit of a tease of a tap there from Mox. But he gets back to his feet, goes for a lariat, hits a stalling pile driver on Kyle. Thank God, it's over. 2 count. So Mox goes to the bulldog choke, but O'Reilly gets to the ropes. So Mox, clearly frustrated, starts pie facing O'Reilly again, goes for a curb stomp. Kyle sidesteps it, chop blocks the leg, spins into an ankle lock again, and Mox, desperate, grabs the ref and just nails Paul Turner in the face, and it ends with a disqualification. And all the conglomeration of Death Riders hit the ring after this.
If you consider the worst era of Jon Moxley in AEW, the guy who was just IWGP champion Jon Moxley, ruthless, killing, winning machine, tweener, just kind of like, it was like he was fed opponents to keep him happy, and he didn't look happy. pretty dire stuff, right? This conceptually was a beautiful antithesis. Jon Moxley exploring the idea of, God, am I a bitch? It's like, it's pretty gratifying after everything he's done. And then they fictionalized it so well on the Death Riders that the fans were really responding to it. I love the idea. It's kind of fascinating. You don't know where he's going to take it. And if you think about how it's evolved, this is my one criticism, because I thought this match was a good bit of business, and I was really happy to see the character evolve. He's been, ever since the Dynamite after All in Texas, he's been slow burning this bitch for quite some time with his... So I don't want to bury him for... Well, mildly criticize him for what I'm about to, considering he's done this really subtly, week to week to week. It started with like the odd, oh, hang on, Hangman's coming after us, facial expression, to now outright afraid of getting caught in submissions, right? So he has played a pretty subtle long game with this. I thought elements of this were on the nose for me. Elements of it were a bit on the nose. I don't know, could I have waited a couple of minutes to see a glimpse? I don't know. I just thought this was a little bit unsubtle. But I love the finish as well. And you can... I do moan about AEW patterned. Obvious winner's going to win this match. Clean finish. When you do that, and you have to do it, that finish was like, whoa, you bitch. Oh, you done that, you little coward. It was kind of shocking. Like a flawed, slightly flawed, really good idea that I am genuinely on the hook for next week.
Yeah,
you were bored senseless.
No, I was thinking,
I
was thinking you as a fish.
Fish puns, mate.
Yeah, loves it.
Fishing Roddy Strong.
Oh, that's Roderick Strong.
Bobby Fishing Roddy Strong. Undisputed era.
Adam Soul.
Jon Moxley.
Orange Bassity.
He's not in it, though. So you need one for Kyle O'Reilly now.
Orange Bassity.
Orange Bassity.
It's good.
Very good.
You need, well, we've got...
Let's do it all.
Bobby Fishing Roddy Strong.
And you said...
Adam Soul, baby. And then we need one for Kyle O'Reilly. Come on, guys. We need a fish for Kyle O'Reilly. Now you can Google fish. Okay. I like the idea more than the execution. I'm with Sidge. I think this is a good idea. I think coming up with fish puns is a better one, but this is the next direction to take with Jon Moxley. He did grab the ropes, so the referee should have broke. Not sure if that was on purpose.
This tag match coming up is a bunch of baby place characters versus baby eels.
Places and eels. That's
good
bit of business,
it is something.
Carp O'Reilly.
No, that's not good enough.
Kyle O'Reilly, like a real.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very
a fishing
good,
rod
yeah.
and a reel. You need a reel, of course, otherwise it wouldn't work.
An eel and reel.
Yeah.
2 for the price of 1.
Nailed it.
The whole stable. There you go.
The now need.
And I was trying to think of that. Yeah.
Fish puted.
I was really going to get on that.
We saw the conglomeration's TV intro thing and all this.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I mean, like, I kind of admire the work that went into it, you know? I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Fundamentally, I hate it. It symbolises what I think is wrong with the booking in AEW and the attitude of many of its wrestlers. But I did appreciate the work into it.
As I was entering my abode last night, something just, when you just get... When Bob Dylan wrote "It's All Right, Ma, I'm Only Bleeding," and he called it like a source of divine inspiration, and he didn't really take credit for the song. Something similar happened to me yesterday.
Do you remember that, Hamflett?
Yeah, like it was yesterday.
We had a take. I had a take where I was thinking, building on the take where I'm like, AEW has kind of established its identity, take it or leave it, this is what we are after 6 years, right? Do you think Tony Khan has just sat down and thought, I need, given everything that's happened since March to August 2022 onwards, I need to book a product and market it towards the sort of person who hates CM Punk? And he's done it.
Yeah.
soul for AEW, like the AEW truthers and freakazoids, and the type of wholesome vibe that they...
Sorry, I'm just thinking the sort of...
Shut up, man! I'm talking about my Bob Dylan moment.
Sorry, yeah, but it's
so
worth fighting for.
All I think about is Cod Dylan. I'm sorry.
Soul of AEW's on those singing fish.
Yeah, see that big mouth Billy Bass. It's like,
Well, you know what that means?
So the soul of AEW, which these freakazoids and AEW sexuals were a little bit worried about being corrupted by CM Punk. That can be the stakes.
Steaks.
Tuna steaks. That can be the tuna steaks.
Yep.
That can be the tuna steaks.
Yeah.
And also, what did we not like about CM Punk? Well, because he was goated and did some like proper soulful pro wrestling stuff, which obviously still exists, but he was a little bit too fucking real. And he had like a nasty vibe that collided with their sort of wholesome BTE pilled elements of AEW. Then Tony Khan's had a strategic thing of like the people who are still around and watching are the people who hate CM Punk. I'll do kind of anti-Punk stuff and call it my promotion. I think there's a conscious... Genuinely, I do think there's a conscious shift away from what CM Punk brings to the table. And he wants some more wholesome, all friends wrestling. People love AEW, let's make that the stakes vibe.
I love that because whilst that is going on, CM Punk's entire WWE career is basically a spite battle with his AEW one. From CM Punk to his old career in AEW. So both promotions exist in a CM Punk civil war and he's in it.
Yeah.
That's why he's the best. Like that's important, like two promotions at the same time. Hogan couldn't get that with the NWO and WWE. Like they just moved on from Hogan. They just found an Austin.
That's why Punk says squid's in.
Yay!
Great take, mate. Even
Two
better.
different schools of thought.
Hey! So then it was.
Oh God!
It was the Death Riders, Claudio, Garcia, and Yuta versus Roderick Strong and the Conglomeration.
You can't laugh. AEW Finns.
Because he's Goro Okada.
Yes.
Tony Carp.
No.
Okay. We've done all elite, haven't we? Just because I don't want to. I'm worried about the comments, and that's the. Yeah.
I wouldn't be worried about those comments, mate. I'm still worried about the comments, but.
See the tweet yesterday?
You just got to tune them out.
The tweet yesterday from Birmingham City. He's like, name something better than winning away, and they turned the replies off. Brilliant. Anyway,
is that because people are just
probably yeah.
Getting sucked off probably? So
never even had a blowy Birmingham City Football Club. A blue job. So the Blues.
Yeah. I was just like, what fish is that?
So anyway, during this match, Yuta gets hit with a backbreaker on the barricade.
Whaler Yuta.
Shut up, man.
There's a Moby Dick joke in there.
There's already eel in it, bro. There's already an eel in Wheeler Yuta.
Whale in there now.
Yuta gets dropped on the barricade by Roddy, as does Claudio. But Claudio trips the referee, which gives Yuta a chance to trip Strong, and Claudio drops Strong throat first onto the barricade to take us to break. When we come back, Yuta and Garcia fail at a double team. Cassidy takes them both out with a double drop kick, hands in his pockets, obviously. Briscoe comes in, fires off strikes to everyone, and all of the Death Riders end up at ringside, so Briscoe hits a corkscrew senton off the top. There's a fisherman's buster on Yuta for two back and sides. Go on.
Nothing.
The JJ
You know, your brain is so focused on one specific thing and then you just outright say it.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I missed that completely.
What did he say?
A fisherman's buster.
Ah, right, okay.
The J Driller gets cut off by Garcia, who gets a guillotine. Strong comes in and hits a sick kick. Claudio slams Strong. Cassidy hits a DDT, tries for a DDT, gets caught with an uppercut. There's a German from Yuta who Psycho knee on Briscoe, but Strong just breaks it up. Yuta's getting too cocky, looks at Danielson. He wants cattle mutilation. But But Briscoe hits a lariat and a J driller for the 1-2-3. Thoughts on the match quickly?
Look, I don't really have any, and that's nothing to do with fish. The problem is it was a fine little trios match. Well worked. You know, was there anything more? No, I'm asking the wrong dickhead here. But was there anything more to you than that?
No.
It was nice. I liked the two things together.
I don't like the feud. I don't want this. I don't want conglomeration.
Yeah, it's like the idea of, hey, what's wrong with this place? Oh, why don't you take it more seriously? It's like, well, you're taking it too seriously. One of them's not taking it seriously enough. So what we do?
Don't like it.
Post-match, Pac attacks Briscoe. Ishii makes the save. Moxley's back at ringside. Shafir low blows Ishii. Kyle tries to make another save, but he gets attacked. Cassidy wanted an orange punch on Claudio. He gets blocked. Death Riders clear the announce table. And Claudio wants to do the gorilla press to Orange Cassidy like he did to Darby Allin. But here comes Darby Allin. He nails Claudio with a bat to the back of his knee. And there's an orange punch to Claudio to knock him out of the ring. Yeah, this is all blood and gut stuff.
Darby's doing a better job than Kaz the Elite Hunter. You buy him more as a guy that could actually.
That's a low bar.
Well, all right, yeah, but like, I don't know, like
it's done.
What's a good version of this? Like Steve Austin and the Hart, that kind of thing. Like, it's a good role to have. It does a lot for your top star babyface.
It's gonna get pops out the ass.
Yeah,
for doing this sort of stuff.
Takes on 5 of them.
Jesus, are you blind?
Does it?
It's just it's pretty bad when you're just constantly wondering, like, when are we done with this and what's going to be what's going to interest me next? You know, there's a lot of it on this show. We've been talking about it for weeks.
Do you think he's just hanging around for the C2, SEA2?
Alicia's backstage with Mercedes. This was the bit where they settled the scene. We've already mentioned it, but she's still covered in cake. Like an hour later, couldn't one of the belt boys get her a towel? But regardless, Athena walks up and is like, "You've never looked better." But she says, "Let's put our differences aside and win the tag team titles." Moné's like, "Wait a second, that's 13. Sounds good." They head off. Got to say, Michael Sidgwick called 50% of this yesterday.
I drifted off. I was thinking about fish. What did he say?
Athena being in the tag tournament.
Did I say that?
You picked her. It was her and Riho as your team.
Riho face.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
It was the game. We didn't just...
Oh, I thought you were just like...
No, I didn't fantasy book that.
Good name, though.
Don't have fantasies. Not anymore.
Fantasy small. But we
didn't start this. Tony Khan
what did? I don't
if
remember.
Tony Khan didn't kill AR Fish, we wouldn't...
Oh, yes. I just
Right,
remembered.
Who started this? You. You did.
Here you go, Death Riders.
It's like a lifetime ago.
And he's just absolutely tanked the podcast.
Very good. Imagine him taking it from town to town. Well, I'm never wrestling, so I'll bring my pet. Give me that.
The boys give me
Feels
a
bad
out on the
constantly
bus.
buys him a new fish. They killed it in the next town. Right. Carl Fletcher comes down to the ring with Don Callis. Tells the San Antonio crowd to say his full name. He talks about defending the TNT title for the 6th time. And finally ending the feud with Mark Briscoe. 3-2, but he could face him 100 more times. He'd win 100 more now. Out comes Mark Briscoe. Says, "Stop talking so much." I'd done my work for the evening. I was ready to leave, and I won't let you talk this BS. Just give me one more shot. Fletcher looked like he might be about to agree to this, but then Don Callis has a word and says, "Look, you sound a bit desperate, and you got all those kids at home. It's a financial burden. You need a family more like the Don Callis family, not a group of blood-sucking leeches." He's not going to tell. He's going to tell Briscoe not what he wants to hear, but what he needs to hear, and that is no.
What? I was genuinely like angry yawns here. What?
So weird, isn't it?
What? Like, I was just like, what I think the fans kind of voted. Like, the work was so incredible by the final third of the match that they couldn't not get up for it, but there was a certain choice to just kind of sit back and go, oh, this again, I'm bored of it. Let's do it again. What we're doing here? So I was like, well, not this again. And I just thought, like, don't make me resent Mark Briscoe, because that is resent Mark Briscoe challenge impossible. Like, he's he can't do this.
I do like the delicate teasers of Fletcher as a babyface that have existed for months now. They're there all the time, and that's focus.
And here's the thing, right? Maybe it's time for Fletcher to drop the TNT title already, because he was already too big for it, and this is the means of accomplishing that, giving Mark Briscoe a nice moment, yada, yada, yada. Do it on Saturday. Do it on Saturday for me. Like, they didn't... This doesn't need another one. Not another one.
He's forgotten. Has he got the memory of a goldfish or something? What's going on?
I was trying to... Yeah. The idea as well of heel stable member trying to induct babyface who was only ever going to say no has been a thing in AEW for 6 years, way too long. Like, if they... Because that was the thing, wasn't it? Callis was like, oh, you should join us, Briscoe, or whatever. Like...
It's Jericho Moxley, isn't it?
And it's Callis Jericho.
Yeah.
And it's loads, and there's been loads of them, right? If they dare tease this, I'll be annoyed. It's never going to happen.
This was when we saw the tag team title brackets that we mentioned earlier. And then Renee's backstage with Mina Shirakawa. She hasn't heard from Tony since Wrestle Dream, but they do everything together, and they are the timeless love bombs, as you mentioned earlier, Sidge. In walks Thekla and says Shirakawa hasn't lost everything yet. She still has her mind, her dignity, and her life. They talk about fighting in Japan, and then the match is set for Collision. She says, I think Storm's sad now, wait till Saturday. And then Shirakawa blows kisses and then flips her off as she leaves.
Yeah.
And then we get to the main event of the evening, Kazuchika Okada versus Bandido for the AEW Unified title. This is great.
It was excellent.
It just worked, didn't it? Okada early on.
Need he say more?
Thoughts? Don't remember.
Do the recap.
Okada
do your job.
Tries for an early Rainmaker. Bandido, finger gun. But Bandido missed a baseball slide. You could tell Okada was having the best time just beating him up in front of his family.
Yeah.
But Bandido...
It's great either way, isn't it? You get like a nice moment in the family celebration, or you think, that heel's cool. He's just won in front of your family, dickhead.
Yeah.
You get family every week. Love, like, family stuff.
Yeah. Never misses, really.
Okada flapjack to take us to the break. He's zoning in on the bad shoulder, obviously. When we come back, Okada hits that elbow off the top and does the Rainmaker flip-off pose, but misses the Rainmaker. And Bandido hits a huge tornado and several dives. The crowd are loving it, obviously. But Okada, as I mentioned, is targeting the shoulder and hits a tombstone shoulder breaker, which commentary really liked as well. Bandido literally goes to the outside to get checked by the doctor. Okada's like, I'm not having that. They trade tombstone attempts. Bandido tries a one-armed X knee, but Okada spins out, but walks right into a spinning back fist.
Oh my God.
It looked like the gap between him hitting it and then Okada just getting out of it was so great, especially when it was such like a really sort of like heroic like thing to try and attempt in the first place, and that the cruelty of I thought this match was excellent.
He hits the X knee, hit the 21 plex as well, but just arms, causing him jip. So Okada kicks out. There's a small package by Bandido for a close 2. Bandido runs into the corner but gets hit with a huge big boot by Okada. But he ducks the Rainmaker and hits one of his own. People lost their minds at this. He hits the X knee again, tries the 21 plex, but this time Okada's he's too far away from the ropes. So Bandido basically flips onto his feet and just turns around straight into a huge Rainmaker for Okada to get the 1-2-3. Post-match, big Don Callis family celebration. Everyone's there, apart from Konosuke Takeshita, who comes out with a face just like... And people literally have to hold him back. He's just staring down Okada, who's like celebrating, but also just giving Takeshita the eyes as we go off the air.
I'm a hypocrite of the highest order because there's Okada, but then again, they've never done the match, so no, I'm not a hypocrite. And they've never done the singles match, so I'm just still on... I'm greatly anticipating the singles match between Takeshita and Okada, and they've done a magnificent job of drawing them closer and closer and closer together. I had a bit of a thought when watching this match. Kazuchika Okada is the wrestler that people pretend Randy Orton is in terms of the little things, and they talk about, he's just so good at like putting a match together and the pacing. Doesn't have to do spectacular moves, man. He just knows when to do them. And you haven't got a clue. It's boring. The gaps, as the match went on, and the gaps shortened with like pretty much like start again. The match goes on, and then the gaps between big moves and big move attempts get closer and closer and closer. But preceding all of that was just a really cool extended Okada heat sequence. This is like a classic Okada formula, but this is one of the best times he's ever applied it to TV, I think, this in the Ibushi match. Pay-per-view, mostly a different animal. And then the gap started getting closer as well. What are you f***ing laughing at now?
Don't say a different animal when we spent the entire podcast talking about fish.
I looked at his face as soon as you said different animal because I knew I was going to see his mouth just like pursing up.
Anyway, so as the gaps between those big moves and big moves attempts got narrower and narrower, so did that space between the 2 and the 3. And just the sense of... Because you watch this match, you look at this match graphic and you think, well, it'll be good, but
yeah,
we know who's winning. And then you just lose that cynicism and acceptance because they orchestrate that sense of belief. Like the details of Bandido's shoulder. Again, I said on the preview yesterday, I will repeat myself. Like, you need to permacroc yourself. You need to Shawn Michaels back that bitch because he's incredible at doing what, people say Seth Rollins doesn't do enough. I'm people. I just thought this was excellent in terms of the pacing, the structure, the emotion. Like, this is, with the exception of that All-Star 8-man with a Kenny Hangman reunion, this is the match I can recall feeling like the old Dynamite of people earnestly losing their minds because they're getting something of this standard on TV, and because the drama and the quality of the work is just out of this world. Like, brilliant stuff, this. And me and Hamflett have always said, we've got this thing where when a wrestler, you fall for them, you just play their theme in your head. For the first time, when Okada's music played, I'm like, jam, I like it.
That's a big moment.
It is a big moment.
That theme in particular, yeah.
When you start to, like, accept it.
It's sympathy for Tony Khan corner yet again, but then not really. He's sort of to blame for this as well. I got more out of this than I thought I would. I'll be honest, I wasn't particularly wowed by the graphic, in spite of the obvious great action that was definitely going to spring forth from this match. But I have a certain degree of sympathy for Tony Khan, but then not because he books it this way, because I am such a believer in, like, going with the hot hand in wrestling as often as possible. And he has this habit of, like, it's technically great booking, but not good promotion, I suppose, of, like, just booking a really hot hand over, like, a 6 to 8 week period. And he's done it with Bandido here. Like, I'm watching these Bandido singles and tags, and I know he's, like, the Ring of Honor champion. Like,
who cares?
Who cares?
You've been told not to care by the AEW television.
AEW as a promotion does not care that he's the Ring of Honor world champion, but now I care about him.
They tell you,
this,
but it's not the same.
Yeah. Like, I care about him as this top star on the rise all of a sudden because of how he's been booked. But the problem is that this happens all the time. Like, you do get these runs for these wrestlers where in that, like, so I could sit here now and just campaign. It's like, this was so amazing. This impressed me in such a way that now I'm thinking, you know what, is Bandido, like, never mind what's going on with Bandido. Is he like an outside shot for the C2? And the fact that he's the Ring of Honor world champion. You start telling a little story in your head about why that might work or who he could go into a foo-head with next or whatever. But it's never the bigger picture. It's never the biggest picture. He'll make a couple of pivots once in a while and just go with a push, go with a run for somebody. But yeah, like, Bandido was so good here, and it built on this several weeks long story they've told with Bandido specifically. I didn't see Bandido and what was the critically acclaimed Ring of Honor title match, please, Sidge?
There's been 2, I think. There was the one that Meltzer reckons was the outright match of the year was Takeshita Bandido.
Right, yeah. And he wins that. And, it's in the middle of this run where Takeshita 2 is having kind of the same thing, where you just, because the
I thought it was a nice 4 1/4.
But from the outside, having watched it, the idea is like, oh, that's a big deal that he's beaten Takeshita, and then he starts putting this tag run together, and then there's the emotional end of the Brody King thing where he feels like he's the weak link and he's the one that can take defeats and sell the injuries and the body parts and all that. And all of a sudden, I'm just like, well, I'm on the Bandido hype train. This is brilliant. And then these trains it's like the Thomas the Tank Engine one where they just always get bricked up. Yeah. They're just like, well, train, it's there. Don't care about him anymore.
It's got different meaning, that.
It does, you're right, yeah. For those that haven't seen the Thomas the Tank Engine episode, I'm on about he's in a tunnel and he's gotten himself in a lot of trouble. Yeah. So the Fat Controller insists they build a wall, and Thomas's sad face is just peering
Gordon.
As far as I'm aware, at the time of recording, Bandido does not have a raging erection.
Right, yes. We can't confirm that, but I'm happy to back that. But I just sort of watched this and thought, right, when's this really hot mini push going to come to an end? Because it will. And nobody's the guy. Good match.
Let it play out. Let it play out to Adam Wilbourn.
Good match. Really good match.
It was really good.
Really strong main event.
Let us know your thoughts on AEW Dynamite in the comment section below. It's not going to be about that, is it? Let's be honest. Or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Watch that. You can follow all 4 of us. You can follow Michael Hamflett at
Michael Hamfish.
Follow Michael Sidgwick at
M. Sidgwick.
You can follow our producer Adam Nicholas at
It's Adam Nickelfish.
You can follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. As I said, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. But for now, it's been the Dynamite Review. Thanks to Hamflett Sidgwick. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.